These are the most mysterious, creepy, and unexplained places found on Google Earth that are impossible to ever see in real life. Potomsky Crater. The Potomsky Crater can be found in Siberia, Russia. It's 130 feet tall and 520 feet wide, and is made entirely of limestone, surrounded by nothing but trees, deep in Siberia's taiga forest. It was likely formed around 250 years ago. It was first discovered by the Evenki people, who went nowhere near it, believing it to be a place of evil. In 1949, a researcher went to the crater for the first time. Since then, various people have tried to reach the Potomsky Crater, with some not surviving the trip. In 2005, Yevgeny Vorobyov collapsed and suddenly passed away, less than 3 miles from the crater, adding to its mystery and speculation. Evgeny's body was later recovered, but no signs of foul play or radiation were found. Despite being called a crater, it was not caused by a meteorite, and its shape does not look like any known crater. Some believe it could be the result of a volcanic or gas explosion. Trees around it are much larger than other trees, similar to trees near the Chernobyl nuclear disaster site, but radiation levels around the crater are normal. We still have no clue of its origins, nor why it has such a bizarre effect on trees, as well as people who get too close. The nearest town is hundreds of miles away, and there are no roads leading to it, making getting to it almost impossible. Barhout Pit. The Barhout Pit can be found in Yemen, located in the Al Mahara Desert. It's a 100-foot wide hole that's so circular it almost looks man-made. Desert nomads had no idea how deep it went, but they reported it emitting an awful smell. In 2021, explorers entered the hole for the first time, but nothing could prepare them for what they found inside. In the hole were the remains of animals that had fallen in for thousands of years. They also found an incredible cave system inside. The hole was found to be 360 feet deep, but since 2021, no one has gone back inside. It's in the middle of nowhere, in a country that's at war, making it incredibly dangerous to get to, and that's before you've even entered the pit. Lysakov's Pentagram. The Lysakov's Pentagram can be found in Kazakhstan, near the town of Lysakovsk. It was discovered a few years back by a Google Earth user. The pentagram is massive, measuring more than 1,200 feet wide. Of course, pentagrams are a symbol of Satanism, but what really caught people's attention was how isolated this massive symbol was. Around 12 miles away from the nearest town, there are various theories about the giant pentagram. Some claim it's the remains of an abandoned Soviet-era park, designed in the shape of a star, which was a Soviet symbol. But why there would be a park in the middle of nowhere has not been explained, leading to some having darker theories about the pentagram. But to this day, whoever's behind it and its true purpose remain unexplained. Qasr Dra. Qasr Dra can be found in Algeria. It's a gigantic 3-story fortress, right in the middle of the Sahara Desert. It might be the most mysterious structure in the world. No one knows who made it, when, or why. It has a very unique architectural style, which is not similar to the closest buildings, which are over 30 miles away. Inside, there are various Jewish symbols, which only adds to its mystery. The only way to get here is by plane or ATV, and the journey is dangerous, as the desert is incredibly hot and isolated. Nuclear Square Mile. The Nuclear Square Mile can be found in New Mexico, USA. It was found by a Google Earth user. It's a 1 by 1 mile square, inside a 2-mile wide polygon. The site is used by the US military for testing nuclear bombs, located within the highly secretive White Sands missile range. Only authorized military personnel can go here. The area is off limits to the public, making it impossible for most people to ever go here. Bouvet Island. Bouvet Island is literally the most remote island on Earth, found in the middle of the South Atlantic Ocean. The nearest human settlement is over 1,400 miles away, and the nearest landmass, Antarctica, is around 1,100 miles away. Bouvet Island is technically part of Norway, despite being around 6,400 miles away. I guess Norway just said finders keepers, but no one would actually want Bouvet Island. It's quite literally a barren rock covered in ice. At least, that's what it looks like on the surface. Underneath the island is an active volcano that could erupt at any time. The only life found on the island are seabirds, including penguins. Many of these penguins lose their lives to the massive waves on the shores of Bouvet Island. The waves around the island are among the largest and most violent in the world, sometimes exceeding 80 feet. There is no way a ship can dock on this island. The only way to access it is by helicopter, but this is incredibly dangerous. Once a mysterious lifeboat was found near the island, but the occupants were never found. Giant target. A Google Earth user found a giant target in the Nevada desert, measuring just over 1,000 feet wide. It's 23 miles away from the nearest town. There are no roads leading to the target, and no machinery to indicate how it was made, but this is likely a US military installation. Its purpose is debated. Some say it's to test nuclear bombs, while others speculate the target is for planes to practice firing missiles. Another theory is the target may be used to calibrate satellites, but because it's in the middle of nowhere and in a restricted military area, we'll never see it up close. Gobi Desert Lines. China's Gobi Desert is one of the largest deserts in the world, and over the years, Google Earth users have found some mysterious and unsettling things in the Gobi Desert, such as these strange lines. The lines first appeared in 2005, stretching for over a mile. Nearby, you can find even more strange lines, which resemble track marks. These go on for nearly 9 miles. Also found nearby is a circular arrangement of objects. They seem to radiate outwards, and in the center, there are fighter jets. All of these things being so close together point to it being a military site. But what are these seemingly random lines actually for? Some believe they could correspond with streets, likely to measure the effects of a missile strike, while others believe the lines may be used to calibrate China's spy drones, or even their surveillance satellites. But because of how secretive the Chinese government is, it's unlikely we'll ever find out. Infinity Portal. This bizarre shape can be found in California, specifically in the eastern California desert. The find went viral a few years back, with some believing it to be a secret portal used by the government, as it's very nearby to the China Lake military base, but the boat beside it gives a hint as to its true purpose. It's likely used for aquatic target practice by the military, allowing soldiers to practice shooting into and from water. Frozen ship. A Google Earth user found a bizarre discovery on the most isolated continent on Earth. Near the coast of Antarctica, you can find what appears to be a ship, a 400-foot vessel covered in ice. Some believe it's simply a clump of ice, formed in the shape of a ship, but the ship theory has not been debunked, as many expeditions to Antarctica have ended in disaster. But as the location is so isolated, no one has been able to check. Flying or sailing to Antarctica without permission is illegal, meaning that we won't get any definite answers anytime soon. Lost plane. In March of 2014, a Malaysian Airlines plane carrying 227 passengers and 12 crew members disappeared during a flight from Malaysia to China. The plane's disappearance prompted a massive search. To this day, the reason behind the plane's disappearance is unknown. In 2024, a man named Ian Wilson was browsing Google Earth when he came across this in the Cambodian jungle. Believing this to be the missing plane, Ian and his brother Jackie traveled to Cambodia, hoping to find the plane. However, because the jungle was so dangerous, they had no choice but to turn back before reaching the plane. It's a disturbing sight, but authorities do not believe it to be the missing Malaysia Airlines plane, as debris from the plane was found on the shores of Madagascar and Tanzania. On the other hand, when the plane lost contact, it was flying over Cambodian airspace. Also, the missing plane was a Boeing 777, which measures about 242 feet, an almost perfect match to the plane in the Cambodian jungle. Whether this is the missing Flight 370 or not, it's still unsettling that an undocumented plane is stranded in the Cambodian jungle, in an area so dangerous no one has investigated in real life. Eye of the Sahara. The Eye of the Sahara can be found in Mauritania. It's a 30-mile wide formation that resembles an eye. It's not known why the eye formed. It's so massive it's visible from space, but almost no one has gone there in person. It lies in the Sahara Desert, one of the hottest places on Earth. The area experiences extreme heat and sandstorms. Some believe the eye may be a giant crater, but if that's the case, what caused it is unknown. Giant footprint. The giant footprint can be found in Utah, USA. This canyon appears to resemble a gigantic footprint. It's so massive you can see it from space. Getting here requires 4 days of perilous hiking, navigating narrow and dangerous canyons. Flash floods and collapses are common. A few brave people have gone here, but many have lost their lives in the area. The canyons make rescue near impossible, meaning you truly have to risk your life to go here. Comment below which of these places was the most mysterious.